we move on to the next speaker, Mr. Raghav Iyengar, who's our own Nammur Bengaluru Huduga. So he's got a rich experience of 3 decades. He's headed Axis, ICICI, and now presently is the CEO of 360 ONE Asset Management. And I missed out Tata AMC as well.
So nobody keeps me for a job for a long time.
He's a man who bridges the gap between sophisticated global strategies and the local Bharat growth story. Alpa Didi had mentioned reaching out to Bharat.
It's all fraud, by the way.
So,
Picked it up from ChatGPT, by the way.
yes. ChatGPT does a great job. So now I'll hand over the mic to Raghav ji to speak on his topic.
Thank you so much, boss. Yeah, go where? So, he's, the last comment he made was time early there, please note it. So thank you so much. Good afternoon. I know I'm the one standing between you and lunch, so I'll try and be on time. I'm here to talk about a very interesting idea. I'm sorry, I've gone straight away from Sarma sir's, really inspiring talk of coming back. Most of us wanted to do reverse migration. Sir, I also almost emigrated. I ran short of points. For some reason, the Canadian authorities threw my application out. They wanted my wife. They didn't want me, actually. So that was, now my wife feels a bit bad about it. So I am not sure. But yeah, we stayed back and I was very lucky. And where's Debu? Debu's here. So when I started in the industry in 98, I think I started in Bangalore about 27, 28 years back. The whole industry was practically UTI, nothing else. And today, thanks to efforts of all of you, I think today we are 81 lakh crores. So I think today you must give yourself a very big hand and really do well. Thank you. This industry would not happen because of you. And it's so nice to see people coming from all over the state, right? And Shrikant, that's all your best, Shrikant. Yeah. Shrikant ran away. As usual, when I talk, he leaves the room. Oh, no, he's here. Sorry. Yeah. So Shrikant is at the back. I think he's waiting to throw a stone to tell me, finish your presentation. But yes, thank you, Shrikant. I think getting so many people here. I have a very quick, it's many slides, but I'll try and push this fast. So one part, obviously, what do I do? Was point it at myself? Or point here? Okay. What do I do? Great. Okay. So I have to earn my salary. Many people ask me, what is 360 ONE, right? So it reminds me of my olden days. In 1998, when I started, I worked in a company called Prudential ICICI, which is now ICICI Prudential, luckily. And that time, Prudential, we used to spend about 5 minutes explaining, because those days, there was hey chief, just keep it down, no? Tell him to keep quiet. Sir, sorry, I'm speaking. Either you listen or you go out. Thanks. So there used to be this very interesting NBFC called Prudential. It was a Calcutta-based NBFC. I don't know, some of you, the older ones, will remember. I can see sir nodding his head. It was a very big FD mobilizer, and he went bust, actually. So I spent the first 3 months of my life telling them, no, I'm not that Calcutta Prudential. I'm actually UK Prudential, right? Now everybody knows. So I have to start this by saying this. So we are 360 ONE. We used to be called IIFL Asset Management in the past. We changed our name 3 years back. We've generally separated from the IIFL group. So we are an institutional-led company. 70% of our ownership. It's a listed company, by the way. If you go and Google it, you will find 360 WAM. It's got a great market cap, 50,000 crores, and supposed to be a very big institutional buy. So we're a mix of institutional, domestics, and of course, the founders and the employees own about 12% of the company. So which is the interesting part of our business today, right? Shit, man, this is not moving. Yeah, so this is our assets. Many people just look at our mutual fund assets and say, you're a very small company. Yeah, we are small by mutual funds. We're only 15,000 crores on an asset base of 81 lakh crores. But I think the interesting thing is we're just close to 1,000 crores, 1 lakh crores. So one of my targets to Alpa and I used to work together in Tata, so I'm used to giving her targets. So, so I said, how do I get to that 1 lakh crore quickly, preferably before March, so I can add some value to my personal paycheck. But yeah, the AMC, which is the listed business, is about 52,000. We also run India's possibly largest private capital business. So we are very big in private equity, private credit, real assets, which is REITs, InvITs, and now we are starting to get into renewables. So you can see it's a very, very diverse offering that we come to you today. So I think today private assets is very similar to, this is our whole bouquet. this is how an AMC should look. So if you see this, we have AIF, we have PMS, MF, and then of course now we are starting with SIFs. And I mean, I can spend the whole day talking about this slide, but I know I have exactly 12.4 minutes left, so I'll stop here. But when you deal with 361, your advantage is that you get access to all of this in whichever format you want. I don't know whether you want to deal. Many people come and tell me we don't understand private equity, that is fine. Many people like private credit, that is fine. But I can share one interesting statistic with you. We have just on the verge of closing our first space and defense private equity fund. And yeah, I think collections should be about 1400 crores. Interestingly, my MFD business partners have given me roughly 10% of that. So it's almost 140 crores. Prasad, I think a lot of that has come from the south also. So I think there is a market. My only request to you, like Sharma sir said, yes, don't sell. I think it's important not to sell. But at the same time, I feel sad when my MFD partners are branded as only for mutual funds. I think the wealth that you have created for your customers allows you to go and talk of other products also. So please take that initiative. Thanks to this wonderful invention called AI, you can literally sit in your phone today. If you find Raghav Iyengar's speech boring, you Google, not Google, you ask ChatGPT a question, or you ask Gemini a question, or you ask, there's so many languages. If you ask those questions, it'll tell you exactly at least how to get there. Fortunately, no immediate certification required to sell any alternative business. So, and all this is available. So we are now starting our Gift City platform, hopefully in the next couple of months. Initially for money coming from outside to India. Sharma sir, we also run a very large insurance mandate on our listed business from Canada. So as I'm speaking to you, my CIO is in minus 20 degrees, poor fellow. I'm enjoying myself in Bangalore. He's there wearing 4-5 levels of clothing and trying to explain Indian markets to people. But yeah, that's our life. Sorry, this is going a bit slow. Yeah, okay. So I'm just going to spend 5 minutes on what is SIFs, right? I think SIFs is, to my mind, a miracle product. Yak a miracle product because it's just been less than a year since the draft notification came out. And at last March end, the rules came out, and by April, May onwards, AMCs were allowed to start. So treat this like a different mutual fund scheme. It has the same features of a mutual fund. As you can see, you have 3 options. You have hybrid, this is nothing but a slightly better version of your multi-asset fund. This is very similar to your equity fund over here. Long short, this is like your BAF fund. Debt funds will take some time because there are some rule changes that we need to do. But I think the fun is here, equity long short. This is like similar to a flexi cap, multi-cap fund. Fund manager can do whatever he wants. This is an interesting fund because we don't have a fund in the mutual fund space called mid and small cap. There is large and mid cap, there is mid cap, there is small cap, but there is no mid and small. So obviously high risk, and then of course you have sector rotation, which to my mind is a bit more risky because you take more bets on a sector, right? What have they done? They've done 3 things. I think one is you cannot call this by your parent brand. So you have to give it a different brand. We are calling ours Dyna SIF. Dyna is the Greek word for dynus, which means activity, which means progress, which means action. So all those things, words actually amplify what we do in SIF. You have to do a minimum of 10 lakhs. Now this is the interesting part. What you can do is typically in mutual funds, you can only make money when the market is doing well, which fortunately for us has been doing very well over the last 20-25 years. And I think all of you are representative of that, right? This product gives you the benefit to make money for your customers even when markets are not doing well. So you can actually short stocks here. So this is very unique. It combines the benefit of AIFs, which all these things were available in AIFs, slightly more sophisticated vehicles, and the simplicity of a mutual fund platform. So it has the same thing. It has taxation of a mutual fund. It has the records of a mutual fund. In fact, treat it like another scheme of a mutual fund. So very easy for you people to onboard 10 lakh rupee customers, right? I just get here. I think, what is the right audience? And this is something maybe Srikanth wanted me to spend some time. Obviously, existing people who have 50 lakhs plus, right? Maybe in Bangalore 1 crore, but possibly other markets 50 lakhs. I think my experience is that the moment a customer goes here, they become very ripe for attack by other types of channel partners. Because in the customer's mind, he is thinking that, okay, 50 lakh rupee or 1 crore investment, now that my value is 1 crore, maybe my current MFD does not have the ability to give me more sophisticated products. It's wrong, but that is the current impression, right? So you should try and see how you can get here. More importantly, better risk-adjusted returns. Very important to understand alpha and beta. Alpha, beta is nothing but the market risk, and beta is a level of your portfolio risk vis-a-vis the market, right? And alpha is how much extra you're able to make both on the upside and the downside. So secondary, this is important because a lot of investors are now reasonably upset with PMS. So the PMS investor is a good capture for you. And obviously people who are looking at AIFs but who don't want or don't have the ability to put 1 crore, you can start them off with 10 lakhs, right? Now, I think very importantly, people have gone through 1 or 2 cycles. So they are market aware. What you should not do in this product, because this is a high risk strategy, is get first time investors and conservative investors. Very important. Now, conservative does not equal 80-year-old investor. My father is 85, touch wood, and he has a 60% equity portfolio. So it's also important, yeah. So it's also important what he needs to do with the money, right? He doesn't need the money. Grace of God, he's reasonably well to do, and he doesn't need his money to run his house. So then it is legacy money for him. So legacy money can last for 20, 30, 40 years. So why should it sit in some FD earning 6-7% return a year pre-tax? So that's there. But having said that, ultra conservative investors, you know the type I'm talking about, and clients little uncomfortable. The moment you say a little bit of derivatives, how do you do it? Now, I think what this does, it basically, I think, what is your problem here? I think volatile, right? I think the problem in mutual funds is today that if the market goes up, mutual fund investors make money because we are long only investors. I don't think there's a, but every cycle, and you're seeing that last say 12, 18 months, market has been flat and deteriorating. So that's a cycle. And markets will go through that cycle. Unfortunately, we've got used to markets going one way. It is not that way. I mean, there are enough smart people in the room. You know that every market goes through a bull market cycle, a bear, and then obviously a flat cycle, right? So I think this helps you to capture what you call alpha, which is the excess return on both sides. Long, you can make your portfolio long, which is your regular long only investment, and you can also short some stocks which you think are overpriced or the industry is not going good. Or, you know, just for example, IT is in fashion today. If you feel AI is going to eat up IT and you have a strong investment thesis to short, you can do that also there and try and make some money, right? I think the important thing regulators done very importantly is you can't go below can't go about 25% short. So it's not like an extreme risk portfolio. They've started with 25%. I think, and very importantly, you can use this as a bit of a strategy stabilizer. It's like just think of using derivatives to be a shock absorber when the markets go down. And of course, if you get the timing and the call right, it can be a great booster when markets are going up and down, right? So I think, yeah, this is your opportunity. And I think this I want to spend 1 minute on. I think my biggest concern about the MFD industry today is that your OPEX, operations cost is going up. Correct, Vamshi, if I may agree? Yes? Your Pune cost has gone up maybe 3 times in the last 5 years. Am I right? Basic stuff. I'm like, rentals for me are going up, so obviously for you are going up. Some people who have bought houses or offices, very good for you. Salaries are going up. You need a higher ticket versus normal retail investment, right? This is a 10 lakh ticket if you understand this product. And Srikanth was telling me he's just qualified. So you just need to pass the exam. The exam is difficult, but not impossible. Let me also tell you that, right? It's also lower churn. So 10 lakh rupees is a very good threshold to start building your HNI practice, right? Many of you talk of practice management. Sir mentioned about practice management. This is how you do wealth management. If you keep going and throwing mutual funds as the solution to all investor problems, it may not help you. So you have to do something a little different. It also tends to stick because when markets go down, hopefully the portfolio is protected, the client stays with you much, much longer. So the standard problems that you have in a long only portfolio, of market falls 20%, investor tends to get out, wo thoda yahan pe, it can be a little different. I know I'm running a little short, so I'm just going to jump past this. I have an NFO open, Anup runs our equity. He's been a co-founder. Harsh is an interesting find. Harsh is a specialist in long short. He used to work with Tata for about 5 years. And then he ran at one point of time the largest long short fund in the industry. And now he's working with us for the last 8 months. And this is the positioning, right? This product will be here somewhere. It's not exactly as risky as a mid and small because it's a all cap portfolio. It can basically be here. So it's a good place to start. I mean, my request is you can easily think of allocating some of your own personal capital. That's a good way to start putting it. So the first application in this product was put by me. It is the chef eats here, and I think that's something I learned from senior partners in the room, that if you're trying to sell something to a customer, first experience it yourself, and then after that, obviously, once you get confidence, it's easy to do, right? This is what it will do. It's 80-100. Importantly, please hear, this is important, 0 to 25, this product can be 0% short on, it doesn't need to have a compulsory short portfolio, right? Yeah, I think the rest of it I'm just going to leave out. The important thing here is that we have the fund manager will take the set of stocks from our current research pool. Will not add any new things. It's like I said, and this is what happens. I think in a bull market, we can go long. So as I said, in a volatile flat market, you can make money using derivative yields, using something called covered calls, and where there is a possibility of earning some return, even if the markets are flat. So hypothetically, if you had done a good job in the year 2025, you would have had some great positive return for you compared to your normal MF portfolio, right? Yeah, so I think this is the last one. I'm going to stop here. And yeah, thanks, Srikanth. I'm done, 1.5 minutes left, so sorry, yeah. It's a product which I love to explain to you one-on-one, and I think you should. My request is what I'm doing with my partners is, thanks to the COVID, I think the good thing about COVID was clients are now happy to come on 25-minute web calls. And I can put my portfolio manager or my product specialist in front of you, and they can answer any questions in a slightly detailed way. The reason for doing this, of course, from my selfish perspective was to obviously, Alpa and I go back a long way, Srikanth and I go much longer. But so and anyone who calls me to Bangalore, that's an instant okay for me, right? So yeah, it is not good for Prasad and Samir because they see me too often, and then the conversation goes somewhere else. So they wish I was not from Bangalore. But yeah, the rest of it, I mean, so three cities are mine. Bangalore is definitely mine. I have a lot of family, friends, and I really enjoy the city. It's a great place. Karnataka, to my mind, is a sleeping giant. It's number 3 in terms of AUM today, after obviously Bombay and Delhi. But one interesting statistic, I don't know if it got brought out, but in terms of net new flows, you are number 2 actually. So it's, wow. It's a very patient market, very strong now tier 3, tier 4 location. I mean, I was so happy to see people from Shimoga, see people from Bellary all over here, because that's where really the money is. And what I've realized in this is that actually the Bombay guys, interestingly, are sending their money overseas. So sorry, Sharma sir, they are going backward. They are chasing ulta, but the rest of the capital is all sitting back into India. So tier 3, tier 4 cities, my friends who are here, please, you're definitely not small. You're very big. You're the future of India. Bangalore, to my mind, is a very slow start. Difficult to get mindshare here. But once it's there, it stays with you for some time. So that's the beauty. And I think the twin cities, if you ask me, both Pune and Bangalore have very similar characteristics. So I can't see Sandeep, but yeah, Manoj and, if say Manoj and Srikanth, sorry, Sandeep is here. So sorry, I kept looking there. So sorry. But if you have lunch together, you will realize clients are the same essentially. One last point, I know my time is up, but don't worry about the news flow. Please just relax. I think I just came from a meeting where someone was panicking, saying my entire business is based on IT professionals. What will happen to my practice? Don't worry about it. It's not something to get stressed about. You make money for your investor. That's important. And that's something I resonate very clearly with Sharma sir's thing, that if you are a wealth manager, you do good for the customer. And if you see most successful practitioners here, as long as your heart is clear, it's fantastic. It's a great business. This is the only business in financial services where the investor makes money, the manufacturer makes money, and more importantly, then the distributor makes money. It's all interconnected. Any other business, if you take, be it insurance, be it broking, be it lending, be it banking, there is somebody who's making more money as compared to the other 3. And that's where 361 is important, because the 1 actually stands for the customer. and 360 is the entire view. So this is a beautiful product. Don't give it up. SIFs are, to my mind, the future of this industry. It's already in the last 5-6 months collected an AUM of around 8,000 crores, around 30,000 customers. So there are people, please don't let the opportunity go. Interestingly, my bank distribution friends are not participating in it right now. The number of MFD qualifiers for the exam is 20x of what the bank is, 20 times, right? So that's a big opportunity for you to take any product, where you take DynaSIF or anybody else, but please talk about the product and build that brand value with the customer. It's very, very important, especially my Gen Z friend, my growth partners, you have to use this. Growth partner, it is critical because your AUM will go up, hence your revenue will go up. So please try for that larger ticket size. For Gen Z, you guys need to do something different. Customers don't want to hear the same SIP stuff. It's become very routine. But if you can talk a little bit about this product and some alternates, I think it adds value to your life. So sorry, I'll stop here. I know time's up is blinking now. And somebody's going to throw a mic at me, so I'll stop, right? Yeah.
Thank you, Raghav, sir. That was a wonderful session. I would request Mr. Srinivas Horanasapura and Shrikant Kulkarni, sir, to come on stage to felicitate Mr. Raghav Iyengar. While they are coming on stage, please, one round of applause for the Mr. Raghav Iyengar. Nammura Hudaga, so it should be doubly. Raghav sir.